What's up, dudes? Max here, and the Killer Instinct information superhighway has been clocking in pretty fast over the past week, and a lot of stuff has happened and a lot of information has been let out. There's also something that I really wanted to talk about specifically in this video in regards to all the characters that are going to be coming up for Season 2. Of course, in the previous video we did discuss what's going to be happening with Riptor and Cinder and the importance of those two characters, but there's a few others that aren't exactly completely revealed yet, but are getting fairly close to being so. The next one is the hashtag not a mummy character, which we saw in silhouette as well as a brief teaser at the end of the last video. But what we have found out since then is that this character is Babylonian. I'm not too sure exactly the full history of him as of yet, but he might be a Babylonian mummy, but from what I understand, a lot of people have mentioned that the Babylonians did not mummify their dead, so it's kind of curious. There could be some video gamey stuff going on there, but there has been small little teasers in relation to what his character art looks like, and I think we're going to get a pretty good look at what this character is, because they even talked about a recent focus test that happened over the past couple of days that he is a ranged grappler. I'm thinking more along the lines of Super Skrull in some ways. He's probably going to use those the bandages all over him in some regard as an attack. But the way that they are describing him is like a ranged grabbing character, but also sets traps. So this is potentially the most difficult character to use in the entirety of Season 2. And a lot of them kept mentioning that. The designers kept mentioning that this guy, the third character, is going to be the one that's really hard to use. And that's pretty much everything we know about the third not a mummy character right now. The big one I wanted to talk about, and I was waiting on kind of more information to pop up about these guys, is the next three characters that are amongst the roster that we were kind of speculating. One looked like this octopus fish thing, the other one was Broccoli Man, and the final one was this one dude, which a lot of people were making jokes about being Shadow TJ or Shadow Jago, but we got some pretty conclusive evidence on who this could possibly be. Like I said, we already talked about Riptor and Cinder. You can check out the previous video from a few days ago to see what we talked about with them. But these final three characters, we practically got confirmation of what they are. The first one is Broccoli Man, this giant freaking weird looking creature with trees all over him. We have confirmation that this is indeed a golem of some kind. That's right, like giant rock monster golem in some way. There is some similarities to certain MMOs out there with the way this silhouette looks, but there is official confirmation that this is a golem-style character, and we do also have confirmation of what the other characters are, even though some people are kind of like hoping that one is Tusk or Maya or Kim Woo. I'm pretty sure it's not, and I'll kind of explain why in a little bit. But this guy, I'm really hoping he plays huge, that he's absolutely gigantic. I'm talking like Juggernaut from the old Marvel vs. Capcom, X-Men vs. Street Fighter games. There really has never been a giant character. Thunder is kind of the next biggest, and Thunder's a grappling character. I don't know if this dude is going to be a grappling character. I would just like a very hard-hitting, large beast creature, and a golem would fit perfectly. We don't know how big he is going to be specifically, because in relation to the other silhouettes, he's kind of everyone else's size. If you look at his eyes, he's kind of the same size as everyone else as well, so he might not be a huge character, but I really wouldn't mind a very slow, gigantic, lumbering character that hits really freaking hard, and that could be an interesting archetype. The other one is the purple silhouette, and based off who the next silhouette is, I think we have confirmation that this one is indeed the ghost they were talking about. Everyone had a lot of speculation of what this character was, from like this weird squid-headed monster to anything else. It does appear to have a human body of some kind. The one eye is what really throws me off in regards to this, but this is absolutely the ghost character. And I think it's pretty awesome that a specter of some kind makes an appearance in Killer Instinct. It's like the one thing between all the tropes that the previous KI games had that they didn't have, which was a ghost of some kind. What it could possibly be, and they would possibly make this huge adjustment based off a previous character's backstory, it could be the ghost of a character like Kim Woo. I don't think that's the case, though. I think that would actually be pretty freaking awesome, because they did mention that the amount of returning characters are kind of matching up with the amount of characters we're seeing in the season now. So you have 4 new characters, and you have 4 returning characters, and pretty much we already know the 4 returning characters are TJ, Maya, Riptor, and Cinder, leaving this one left, and this one is absolutely the ghost of some kind, and I'm really looking forward to what they do with it. It does look like it's holding a weapon in some regards. The more people have dissected it and actually given some examples of what it could be, it's kind of an awkward silhouette, so we're gonna have to wait to see what's going on here, but I am really excited to see a ghost-type character appear in Killer Instinct. And last but not least, the one that everyone was joking about, the one that everyone really couldn't find a decent conclusion to, has a conclusion, and it's the blue silhouette. Guys, this is pretty much Shadow Jago. This might be the unique version of Shadow Jago, and the reason we have confirmation of this, and it's like you immediately ask, well, where's the hair? Where's the sword? What the hell's going on with this character? There was actually art in the previous Killer Instinct art book for Season 1 that had a render of Shadow Jago that isn't available online too much. But if you go back and you look at the art book, you find this render of Shadow Jago, and it's the exact same pose. It's almost identical in every way, outside of the fact that he doesn't have a sword, and he doesn't seem to have his hair. So it's kind of an altered version of Shadow Jago. The funny thing is that the producers and the guys making Killer Instinct have said that it's not Shadow Jago. So there's something kind of weird and goofy going on here. It could be, I don't know, like the evolved Gargo spirit of Shadow Jago. It could be like the, evil Ryu equivalent, where he's actually a different character this time. And they have mentioned several times in the past that they do want Shadow Jago to be his own unique character, and this would pretty much be the best way to do that, to actually evolve him. I do hope, and kind of already what we're seeing, is that he is going to look different. Obviously, his hair is gone, he's missing some accessories that he had before, but I would like to see him look a lot different. I want to see the mutation go, like, further and further and further, like, or the spirit taking over Jago in his body. That would be freaking awesome, and I hope they go in that direction with this character. So that's about it. Confirmed for this season, we have TJ Combo, we have Maya, we have a Babylonian #NotAMummy, Riptor, Shadow Jago, Broccoli Man, aka the Golem, as well as a ghost of some kind, a Spectre, and Cinder. And last but not least is the Mystery Face, and we practically have confirmation of who this is. This is the same silhouette that appeared before in the game at the end, which was teasing Arya at the end of Season 1 story mode stuff. If you guys pay attention to what a lot of Season 2 has been promoted as in press releases and stuff, is the rise of Ultra Tech, and I'm pretty sure this represents that in like every regard. This is Arya. It's just that we don't specifically have the character who it can be yet. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a Dural Virtua Fighter 2 like final character of some kind. I do think it will be fleshed out eventually. It's just that we don't know what it's going to look like at all yet. So we can anticipate that this will indeed be the final boss of the game, and potentially a playable character, because it's also listed with all the other playable characters, making 9 total characters for Season 2, which would be pretty freaking awesome. And the other interesting thing is that if you guys look at the final lineup that appeared in the trailer with all the characters, based off some new information that popped up from Mick Gordon, this appears to be true as well. If you see from like the top, TJ was first, Maya was second, and then we had the NotAMummy character as third, and we have confirmation that the next character is NotAMummy because of the teaser from the previous trailer. But Mick Gordon was saying on Twitter that he just finished the soundtrack or the theme for this character, and he gave us a nice little snippet of it. But then he said right after it that next up is pretty much Riptor. He was talking about, like, next up is Riptor as the character he has to design the theme for. And what comes next on this list? It's Riptor. So we can probably assume that Riptor is going to be dropping sometime in December by the end of this year, hopefully. But the other great thing is that we have confirmation of when the character is going to be released. TJ, Maya, NotAMummy, Riptor, and then Shadow Jago, the Golem, the Ghost, and then Cinder. And of course, Cinder is going to be the final character because just like Season 1, Fulgore closed out the season with the most hype and most wanted character. Let me know what you guys think about this stuff in the comments below. Are there any characters you're specifically missing? Because we do have confirmation practically about who all these characters are. So if you appreciate the info, I appreciate a thumbs up, guys. Like I said, we'll be back as soon as possible with more stuff once we figure out what's going on with the NotAMummy character and anything more that pops up Killer Instinct-wise. My name is Maximilian, and I'll see you next time.